The puppy wagged its tail weakly, looking up at Lily with hopeful eyes. She could see that it was scared and hungry. Without hesitation, Lily picked up the puppy and cradled it in her arms. She knew she had to help it find its way home. "I'll take care of you," she whispered to the puppy. "Let's go find your owner." Chapter 1. The search begins. Lily decided to start her search by asking the people in the park if they knew anything about the lost puppy. She approached an elderly man who was feeding the ducks by the pond. "Excuse me, sir," she said politely. "Have you seen this puppy before? I found it under the bench, and I think it's lost." The man looked at the puppy and shook his head. "I'm sorry, dear, but I haven't seen it before. Maybe you should check with the park ranger. He might know something." Lily thanked the man and made her way to the park ranger's station. Ranger Tom was a friendly man who knew everyone in town. He listened carefully as Lily explained how she had found the puppy. "I'm afraid I don't recognize this little one," Ranger Tom said, scratching his head. "But I'll keep an eye out and let you know if anyone comes looking for a lost puppy. In the meantime, you might want to put up some posters around town." "That's a great idea," Lily exclaimed. "Thank you, Ranger Tom." Lily and the puppy made their way back home. She rummaged through her art supplies and found some bright paper and markers. With the puppy sitting beside her, she created a poster with a picture of the puppy and her phone number, asking anyone with information to contact her. Chapter 2. Spreading the word. The next morning, Lily and her father went around town putting up the posters. They visited the local bakery, the grocery store, the library, and even the school. Everywhere they went, people admired the adorable puppy and promised to keep an eye out for its owner. As they were putting up the last poster, Lily's best friend, Emma, approached them. "Hey, Lily. Who's this little cutie?" Emma asked, pointing to the puppy. "This is the puppy I found in the park yesterday," Lily explained. "I'm trying to find its owner." Emma's eyes widened with excitement. "Can I help? We can go door to door and ask if anyone recognizes the puppy." Lily agreed, and the two friends set off with the puppy in tow. They knocked on every door in their neighborhood, asking if anyone had lost a puppy. While many people admired the puppy and offered to help, no one recognized it. As the sun began to set, Lily and Emma returned home, feeling a bit discouraged. They hadn't found the puppy's owner, but Lily was determined not to give up. Chapter 3. A new friend. That night, Lily's parents agreed to let the puppy stay with them until they could find its owner. Lily named the puppy Max and made a cozy bed for him in her room. Max seemed to appreciate the kindness and quickly settled into his new temporary home. Over the next few days, Lily continued her search. She visited the local animal shelter, hoping that someone might have reported a missing puppy. The staff at the shelter were very kind and took down all the information about Max, but no one had come in looking for him. Lily also posted about Max on social media, hoping that someone in the wider community might recognize him. The post received a lot of likes and shares, but still, there was no sign of Max's owner. Despite the challenges, Lily and Max grew closer every day. They played in the backyard, went for walks in the park, and snuggled together at night. Max followed Lily everywhere, his tail wagging happily. One evening, as Lily was getting ready for bed, she noticed that Max seemed restless. He kept looking at the window and barking softly. Curious, Lily opened the window and let Max look outside. The puppy's ears perked up, and he stared intently into the distance. "What is it, Max?" Lily asked softly. "Do you see something?" Max barked again and wagged his tail excitedly. Lily decided to follow his lead. She quickly got dressed and, with her parents' permission, took Max outside. The puppy led her down the street, his nose to the ground, as if following a scent. Chapter 4. The reunion. Max's journey took them to a part of town Lily had never been to before. They walked through quiet streets and past small houses until they reached a little cottage at the edge of town. Max stopped in front of the cottage and barked loudly. The door opened, and an elderly woman stepped out. Her eyes widened with joy and relief when she saw Max. "Buddy," she exclaimed, tears streaming down her face. "You've come home." Lily watched in awe as Max, or Buddy, ran to the woman and jumped into her arms, licking her face with pure happiness. The woman hugged the puppy tightly, whispering words of love and relief. Thank you so much," the woman said, turning to Lily. "I've been so worried about him. He ran off during a storm last week, and I've been searching everywhere for him." Lily smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. "I'm glad we could help. Buddy is a wonderful puppy. We've grown quite attached to him." The woman, who introduced herself as Mrs. Thompson, invited Lily inside for a cup of tea. She explained how Buddy had always been an adventurous puppy, but this was the first time he had ever gone missing. "I was so worried I would never see him again," Mrs. Thompson said, her eyes still glistening with tears. "You've done a wonderful thing, bringing him back to me." Lily felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. She had set out to find Buddy's owner, and she had succeeded. But as she watched the joyful reunion, she also felt a twinge of sadness. She had grown very fond of Buddy, and saying goodbye was harder than she had expected. Chapter 5. A new adventure. The next day, Lily returned to Mrs. Thompson's cottage to check on Buddy. She brought along a small gift, a toy she had bought for Buddy to remember her by. Mrs. Thompson welcomed her with open arms and invited her in. "Buddy has been so happy since he came home," Mrs. Thompson said with a smile. "And I can see that he misses you too, Lily. You've been such a good friend to him." Lily knelt down and petted Buddy, who wagged his tail and licked her hand. "I'll miss you too, Buddy. You're a special puppy." Mrs. Thompson looked thoughtful for a moment. "Lily, would you like to come and visit Buddy anytime you want? You've been so kind, and I think it would be wonderful for both of you." Lily's face lit up with joy. "I'd love that. Thank you so much, Mrs. Thompson." From that day on, Lily visited Buddy regularly. They played in Mrs. Thompson's garden, went for walks in the park, and enjoyed many new adventures together. Buddy had found his way home, but he also found a new friend in Lily. Lily's efforts to help a lost puppy had brought her not only a new friend but also a sense of fulfillment and happiness. She had shown that kindness and determination could make a difference even in the smallest of ways. Epilogue: The power of kindness. As time went on, Lily's story of finding and reuniting Buddy with Mrs. Thompson became a cherished memory in the town of Maplewood. People admired Lily's determination and kindness, and it inspired many to look out for each other and lend a helping hand whenever needed. Lily continued to explore and seek out new adventures, always ready to help those in need. She learned that the world was full of opportunities to make a positive impact, no matter how small. Her friendship with Buddy remained strong, and they created many more happy memories together. The story of Lily and the lost puppy became a testament to the power of kindness, compassion, and perseverance. It showed that even the smallest actions could lead to big changes and that helping others brought joy and fulfillment to both the giver and the receiver. In the end, Lily realized that true adventure wasn't just about exploring new places. It was about making a difference in the lives of others and spreading kindness wherever she went. And with that, she knew she was ready for any adventure that came her way.